India is a really exciting opportunity for colleges. It's a country that is experiencing huge economic growth at the moment, unlike what's happening in Europe. They're still growing about 9% GDP a year. They've got a huge population, about 1.2 billion people. And the Indian government realises if they're going to fuel that growth to make sure it's on a sustainable basis, and if they're fully utilising the sort of economic opportunities afforded by having such a big population, they need to invest in training their workforce. And for that reason, they've set themselves ambitious targets, including training 500 million people in the next 10 years. And there's no way that they have the internal national training capacity to deliver on those sort of training numbers. So for that reason, and also for the quality and the expertise and the experience that international partners bring, they're keen to work internationally to bring in training partners to help them to meet the training targets that they've set. I suppose actually alongside the Indian government targets, also Indian business, the big Tata groups and the Bharti groups also acknowledge that if they're going to be internationally competitive, they need to have a workforce that has the quality and the standards and the expertise to meet the competition that they have internationally. So for those reasons, they're looking around the world to encourage international partners to come into India and work with them, work on their funded projects, work with their corporates to deliver training. And obviously for AoC and the colleges we represent, that is a major opportunity to come to India, to work with Indian partners and to export all the things that we do well here and to deliver it in an Indian context. But if we put the opportunities aside for a moment, there's also a lot of challenges working in India. It's a big market, it's a complicated market, it's a developing market, and it's a very difficult market to access if you're just flying in and then flying out. And in fact, what you run the risk of is having a lot of nice meetings, but not really moving anything forward particularly. So if you're serious about India, if you really want to grasp the opportunities, the conclusion we reached was that you need a permanent base to represent yourselves in India. And that's reflected in the work that other, if you want, competitor countries are doing, such as Germany, Canada, US, Australia, who also have or are looking to set up permanent bases in India. So we presented this opportunity to our colleges last year at the conference, and in the last 12 months we've had over 30 colleges who want to sign up to that, who've agreed to participate in that. They've set up a shared company to jointly manage the programme, and also we've signed an agreement with a company in India to work as our hub, if you like, to help base our office in. And we'll be appointing a director next week, myself and the chair of the group, Asha Kamka, who's a principal Vision West Notts College, are flying out to India next week to interview for our AoC India director. So assuming that goes well, we'll be ready to appoint at the end of next week, and the plan is to launch the office in January as part of Matthew Hancock's ministerial visit to India at the end of January. So it'll be a great launch pad for us to announce to the Indian market, we're here, we want to work with you. And it should be a really good opportunity for colleges on a sort of number of levels. It'll be a good chance for us to represent our offer to key stakeholders, so whether that's Indian government or Indian corporate, but also UK stakeholders like the British Council and UKTI. It also should have a business development angle, so sourcing the key opportunities, feeding those back to colleges and helping them to work together to best access those opportunities. The key thing about India is scale, that if the numbers they're looking to train are so large, that an individual college, although it can be useful to an extent, from an Indian partner's perspective, they can't bring the scale to the table that they're looking for. But by having a group of colleges working together, we can access those larger opportunities and make a serious bid, if you like, to be involved in them. But also on another level, the office will keep a firm grip on sort of individual college strategic objectives as well. We know they're entering to work as a group, but with individual ambitions and aspirations. We need to make sure that we're keeping an angle on those. With regards to the sort of work we'd be doing in India, it is a complicated market. There's a lot of different opportunities, but one of the sort of initial areas we'll be looking to work in will be training the trainer. The scale of the Indian skills needs is in the hundreds of millions, and it would be obviously difficult for colleges to work at that level and also to work at the pricing scale that is involved at working at that level. However, what we would want to do and what we feel we can offer, and we feel there is an opportunity, is training the trainer. So to work with on a government project, an Indian government project, or to work with a corporate, train their trainers, who then would cascade that training down to a larger group of trainers and so on down to the actual workers to be trained. And on that basis, we would hope to reach a lot of workers and upskilling a lot of Indian trainers as well through our work in India.